Welcome, everyone, to People's Music Network's third annual Juneteenth online concert. We have an amazing lineup this evening. My name is Joanie Calem. I am one of the steering committee members, and my fellow steering committee member, Angie Whitehurst, and I have been working diligently over the last number of months to pull together this concert in honor of Juneteenth, in honor of liberation, in honor of disability awareness, in honor of people really exploring, making sure that we are stepping past othering and racism and ableism and bias and all those other isms that we could possibly be thinking of. And our MCs tonight are Marcie Boyd and Elise Bryant when she comes on. Marcie, did you have anything you wanted to say before we invite Nikki? Marcie, you're muted.
I would like to say welcome, everyone. It's such a pleasure to see you all out there in Zoom land. And we have a really, really amazing program tonight. I've heard some of these people. I have not heard all of them. And some of them are going to be coming to us via video. But many of those people will be introducing themselves and their video. And some of us will be live. Right now, I'd like to introduce Nikki Nesby from the PMN Steering Committee, who's going to say a few words. You'll be hearing from Nikki periodically throughout the evening.
Thanks, Marcie, and thanks, Joanie, for kicking us off. Hi, everybody. I'm Nikki Nesby. I'm a newer member of the PMN Steering Committee, so it's good to see and meet folks who are on tonight. I am on because one of the ways that the People's Music Network happens, and one of the ways events like this happen are through donations that we receive for the various online concerts and other events that we have online. People who are here watching tonight did donate, and we really appreciate that. We ask that as you watch tonight, if you're moved to, please consider donating. You'll see the link in the chat, and we appreciate everybody. You can donate via PayPal or Venmo. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy the show.
So I'm actually going to kick us off with a wonderful poem that Angie Whitehurst wrote for our very first People's Music Network Juneteenth concert. And somebody's writing me here. This poem is called To Be Free by Angie Whitehurst. To be free, freedom trained, a freedom ride, road to the next stop, not guaranteed to be free. No constitutional mandate protecting the looseness, no more noose of those not allowed, even when the law said not to be allowed. They did not fool my parents or their legacy forward. With those yet to be, should it be, as they say, freedom is not, cannot, will not be free, but I say it is a-coming. Just watch and see. And Marcie's got a little bit more of an introduction, and then we will turn it over to our first presenter.
Many of you are very familiar with the People's Music Network, but some of you may not be. So I'm just going to say a few words here. The People's Music Network is honoring and celebrating Juneteenth with our third online community art performance event today, Thursday, June 6, 2024. In this Zoom event, members of the People's Music Network and artists from around the world we'll share poetry and songs of liberation, freedom, and disability awareness in honor of Juneteenth. Joanie, you want to take it from there? Or I will.
Yep.
We have curated songs that speak to the struggles of people fighting for a better world, free from war, poverty, racism, and all forms of oppression, including ableism. We are happy to be holding our concert online to allow the inclusion of artists with disabilities who are physically unable to attend the many in-person Juneteenth events taking place later in the month. And I am very pleased to introduce Susan Kelly, who will lead us in a guided meditation. Susan is a social justice literacy peace teacher and the Ed Union advocate in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area public schools and county jails. She is a yoga teacher trainer, a yoga teacher and teacher trainer who incorporates mindfulness, meditation, and neuroregulation awareness into a variety of workshops and activities. Susan believes that every human being has a right to shine their bright light and share their unique gifts within a supportive community, which prioritizes mental health and wellness for all, especially for our youth, their families, and caregivers too. Please welcome Susan Kelly.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to all you beautiful hearts and souls connecting in person and online, here to strengthen our commitment to demand that our rights and freedoms in this brave space and this great country, that we celebrate the People's Music Network community, where we will connect to empower our ability to reach each other in ways that are compassionate and caring and kind. As we said, I'm S.K. Kelly. I feel very grateful to be included in this amazing group of creative people that are energized through liberation to share our gifts together with such deep compassion and love, with empathy and understanding to help guide each other, our families and our communities, and especially our children and youth, toward a brighter, more hopeful, more peaceful, not only future, but present day, to not only flourish and survive, but to thrive. So let's take a moment to get in touch with our body, meaning connect with the breath within. Take a moment to just notice your breath. You don't need to change it, judge it, or anything. Just notice how you're breathing. Notice your rate, your rhythm, and your pace. Without judgment, let's breathe in peace and hope, and exhale any stress, and worry or anxiety. And using an audible exhale is sometimes very, very helpful to remove and release energy, as well as humming. If you are comfortable, just hum a little. That actually activates the calm within. So you'll find that people who walk around humming bring a little more peace to their space. So let's connect with our collective humanity, with Mother Earth and Father Sky, and all of us in between with each other. Here's a few mindful quotes while you're noticing your breath, breathing in deeply, peace and calm, and exhaling any worry or stress. And meditation is not to escape from society, but to come back to ourselves and see what is going on. Once there is seeing, there must be acting. With mindfulness, we know what to do and what not to do. Thich Nhat Hanh. Also saying that meditation is to be aware of what is going on in our body, in our feelings, in our mind, and in the world. especially lately with all the chaos and the craziness going on within and all around. Let us remember what Maya Angelou says. This is a wonderful day. I've never seen this day before. And Maya Angelou reminds us the simple truth that often eludes us. Every moment of our life is completely new experience. And in mindfulness, we practice cultivating that awareness to intentionally bring fresh breath and oxygen into our bodies and perspectives into each moment. And as we do, we find ourselves renewed by a sense of wonder, of attentiveness, of hopefulness, and curiosity. And this awareness, as Maya Angelou reminds us, can help us quiet our minds, to access our inner calm, and to feel more open to receive whatever life brings. So as we move into a very deep relaxation, allow your eyes to close or to gaze downward, feeling the strength of your body and your bones in contact with your chair or with the floor below. Feel the tenacity of your breath and your energy, breathing in peace and calm, and exhaling any stress, anxiety, or worry. Feel the stability of your mind and your emotions. Even though things keep happening, our minds and emotions are stable. Be aware of our ability to witness with great love and acceptance all that you are, how you feel it's growing more and more each day, each breath, each connection that we make with others in our community. We're aware of joyful peace and this fountain of joyfulness if we allow ourselves to take a moment to just be and not always feel like we must do, because we must do our work within ourselves, to connect with our breath, and to trust in myself and the loving heart of our universe. And that's sometimes a little mantra. It's just, I trust in myself and the loving heart of the universe. And imagine a beautiful, warm, soothing color that brings you calm and peace. And think of that color as we move through quickly through our bodies, through our minds and in our heads, breathing deeply, releasing any stress, feeling the 3-part breathing with your lower belly and your mid belly all the way up, ensuring that you're accessing the neurons in the lower part of your lungs that bring calm and reasoning and thoughtfulness to the frontal lobe. Relax your feet. At the same time, you're firmly connected with the earth below, with the ground that you're on. Feel your body connecting with your breath to the place of calmness where you know, as we pursue this evening of joyful celebration with each other, that we are all one, connected within our breath, within our hearts, and within our hands, that we may touch each other figuratively and literally, to support each other in all that we pursue. And here's a metta blessing by Mega, who is creator of Let Your Yoga Dance. And may you be protected and safe. And repeat while you're breathing, connecting, and we'll be moving out to connect with the next performer. May you be protected and safe. So you would be saying, may I be protected and safe. May you feel contented and pleased. May I feel contented and pleased. May your body, mind, and spirit be lifted in grace. And may your life unfold smoothly with ease. Peace, be well, take care of yourself and others, and be kind and be loving. Peace out.
SK, thank you so much. I I treasure your guided meditations that have graced us at these concerts for the last 2 years, including today, 3 years. So I have the privilege of calling up my very wonderful friend, Lindsay Wilson, who is going to be singing a song she wrote called There's More to Being Free. And Lindsay is a New York City-based singer-songwriter. She is a member of the People's Music Network Steering Committee. She is a human being extraordinaire. And Lindsay says that what informed this song that she's going to be sharing with us, have you ever stopped to consider what it truly means to be free? Despite appearances, the complexities of the world often suggest that our freedom may be more limited than we realize. This leaves us pondering a crucial question. Are we truly free? Lindsay says, as a 21st century Black woman, I fail to understand why I must ask such a question of myself and my people. Yet, as we continue to grow, in spite of those dreams deferred, we've remained strangely optimistic while still being denied rights in the forms of liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness. So again, I ask, are you really free?
Well, we are sure gonna find out. Right here and now. Here we go.
Lindsay, I think we lost the audio.
Lindsay?
We can't hear you.
So we heard you, and then
We can't hear you.
but it wasn't that you muted.
No, it wasn't that you muted. We heard you. Just the initial strums. Can you hear us? You can hear us. Okay.
Let's give Lindsay a minute, and we'll come back right back to her.
Yeah. Marcy, do you want to move us on to the next person? And we'll come back to Lindsay.
How about now? Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me?
do.
Oh, wait.
Hang on. We hear Lindsay now.
All right.
I love it. This is the reality of technology. This is the reality of a concert on technology.
That's exactly right. But
Lindsay,
it's not, yes,
take two.
take two. It is not going to stop me from getting the point across.
There you
because
go.
There's more to being free. Let's go. Hey, 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 everybody, can you hear me? In the fields and in the big houses, we're free. Yup, looks like they signed the decree. Now it's up to you and me to build a new world of our own, or go back home to Africa if we want to. God willing, and either way, it's a good day because we're finally free. But it took 2 years to tell us in the Lone Star State of Texas. Out of sight, out of mind. I guess they were just keeping us on our grind. And even though the weight has been lifted off of me, seems like there's more to being free. Hey, 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 everybody, have you heard? They're giving us 40 acres and a mule. What? 40 acres and a mule. That's what they said. Man, oh man, I could do a lot with that land. Grow livestock, fruits, and vegetables for the community and give my children a legacy. Sure feels good to be free. But now I'm feeling like a fool. Never got my 40 acres and a mule. Still we built our little town until they burned Black Wall Street down. I guess there's more to the eye that I don't see. Looks like there's more to being free. Hey, 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 good people. We're on our way to a glorious day because we're free. No more sitting in the back of the bus with an obscure view. Now we have brothers and sisters from many hues and many lands standing with us against the man. Strong brothers and sisters taking us to the mountaintop and teaching us to fight for our civil rights so that we can all overcome and be free. But they shot our leaders down, leaders who stood up for justice. They were black, they were white, and they were killed in our sight. This freedom ain't what it's cracked up to be. Look like there's more to being free. Being free. Is this what it looks like to be free? No more falling on our knees. As time goes on, I can finally see that there's more to being free. Hey, 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 everybody, listen up. Time to celebrate. We had a black president, right? We have a black female vice president, right? We even have a Supreme Court justice. Woo-wee, female, got a full house. Some say we've made it, and that our ancestors would be proud. That all this pain and suffering wasn't for nothing. Well, if we can have a black man in the White House now, it looks pretty clear to me that we are officially free. Still they're shooting us down to the ground in grocery stores, churches, and shops. In our own homes, here or alone, whether educated or not. Looks like the joke is on me. Looks like the joke is on you. Now, looks like the joke is on me. There is more to being free. Being free. Being free. There's more to being, more to being. It's hard work, y'all. Free, yeah. Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Lindsay. I'm just looking at the chat. Angie wrote, "Speak, Lindsay." Candia wrote, "Amen." And Stephen Greenberg wrote, "Great song structure, perfect for such a powerful two-sided message." Lindsay, I have heard the song before and I can't hear it enough. There is so much in there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna introduce the next performer. This is going to be Carl Michael Adams, from born and raised in Alton, Illinois. Carl has been a lifelong Lincoln scholar. He grew up near the permanent monument to abolitionist publisher Elisha Parrish Lovejoy, who was killed by a mob during an anti-abolition riot in his hometown. In his project Trials of Nance, Adams had to dig deep into Lincoln and Illinois history to recover the story of the first slave freed by Abraham Lincoln, Nance, the story that for over 100 years was lost to history. And I'm going to turn it over to Carl. Please welcome Carl Michael Adams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am very, very pleased and proud to present the first video for tonight, particularly on the theme of freedom, because the word freedom is music to everyone's ears who have been restrained, oppressed, incarcerated anyway, one way or another. The video, I have one correction to make. We couldn't find her gravesite until 5 years ago. And so Nance Leggins Costley lived from 1813 to 1892. And so she lived to be 79 years old. She raised 8 children who were all highly respected in their communities. And her oldest son grew up and fought in the Civil War. And even though he was wounded at Petersburg, rather than getting discharged, he was involved in the original Juneteenth in Galveston, Texas, in June 19th, 1865. And so I would like to introduce to you an encapsulated version of the true story of the trials of Nance, first slave freed by Abraham Lincoln 20 years before the Civil War. Allow me to introduce to you Mrs. Nance Leggins Costley, 1813-1892. Please roll the tape.
Nance, Trials of the First Slave Freed by Abraham Lincoln. A true story of Nance Leggins Costley, who lived between 1813 and 1873. Nance was known as a good soul, always willing to help her neighbors, and she worked her entire life in a boarding house as a hotel maid. Well-fed, well-dressed, polite, but still a slave. She was owned by Thomas Cox since birth in 1813. Cox was a rich and powerful man who was a founder of all 3 Illinois capital cities. As such, he moved his family and slaves every few years, building homes and businesses in each. In 1825, the Illinois Bank failed, and Thomas Cox went bankrupt, forcing a court-ordered auction of all his property, including Nance. An even richer Englishman, Nathaniel Cromwell, bought Nance for $150. Soon after, suddenly Nance screamed, because without warning, Nance was grabbed and seized by an old Indian fighter, John Howard, who had been named the county coroner. Nance refused to cooperate. She protested, resisted, and fought to get away. For being uppity, Nance was badly beaten, permanently scarred, locked in shackles, and dragged into an old lawn shed without food or water for at least 6 days solitary confinement in a hot and humid July. The Cox family sued to get her back. Since it was a public auction with witnesses, the presiding judge was Supreme Court Justice Samuel Lockwood, who later mentored young Abraham Lincoln. Justice Lockwood was the only avowed abolitionist on the bench. He allowed Nance to testify on her own behalf.
Cromwell, to serve him in any manner or form whatever, and is now detained and restrained of my personal liberty by him, against my will and consent. Therefore, praise the court to order that further proceedings may be had, as may be just and right, and that may conduct to a full and fair hearing of this case, and upon which Nance hopes to be discharged and released from the illegal restraint of Cromwell. Signed, Negro Nance, her mark, 6 October 1827. Springfield, State of Illinois, Sangamon County. Edward Mitchell, Justice of the Peace.
Nance lost the 1828 Supreme Court appeal. Meanwhile, 19-year-old Abraham Lincoln was on a flatboat trip near New Orleans. The 2 men tied the boat to shore, sleeping, then suddenly attacked by 7 club-swinging slaves, there to rob, kill, and sink the boat. Outnumbered 7-2, it was a vicious, bloody fight. Lincoln grabbed his favorite tool, a broadaxe, cut the tie rope with one swing, then turned on the slaves, who retreated into the water. Lincoln was severely cut on the scalp and bleeding badly. 20 years later, he parted his hair to show the scars to a friend. For Lincoln, slavery was now personal. Now, Nance and Lincoln shared something in common. Both had been scarred by the violence of slavery. For 15-year-old Nance, she lost her case and became Nancy Cromwell. By 1830, Cromwell had taken 17-year-old Nance to Tazewell to work for his new young wife in his new boarding house, where Nance met his business partner David Bailey and his wife Sarah, a daughter of the conductor of the Underground Railroad. Census showed that Nance was the only slave in town, but other Africans, freed and indentured, worked for the Cromwells, Baileys, or at the riverboat landing. When the Black Hawk War erupted, Major Bailey befriended Captain Lincoln, introduced by his attorney, Major John Stewart. But disease, cholera, came downriver with the returning soldiers. The epidemic spread, killing many, including Mrs. Cromwell. Nathan was quite devastated, but he was also ill and decided to move south for his health. At 23, Nance was terrified to move south, so she got pregnant with a teenage black laborer and was too sick to travel. Eager to leave, the dying Cromwell made a hasty deal for Nance to work for the Baileys for $400 until he returned. Cromwell died in St. Louis a month later. With the Cromwells dead, 23-year-old Nance declared herself to be free, would only work for wages. The Baileys were going broke, so they agreed on a barter basis and set up an account. But legally, Nance was still a slave. A month later, Lincoln became a lawyer. When Bailey refused to pay the Cromwell estate, William Cromwell sued. Bailey's hometown lawyer lost the trial of Cromwell versus Bailey, 1838. So Bailey turned to his war buddy, and Lincoln agreed to appeal to the Supreme Court at no charge. In 1841, Supreme Court Clerk Isaac Arnold witnessed the trial and said Lincoln had prepared an elaborate case and that the Supreme Court reports was wholly inadequate. Lincoln referenced 3 different sources that repeated neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist in Illinois, the territory, or the state. Then he used a Kentucky precedent that in the absence of proof, the color of the African is a presumption of slavery until proven otherwise. Lincoln attacked that logic and argued that Illinois laws were written without regard to color, and therefore presumption of freedom must prevail. Nance's contribution was the simple fact she refused to sign an indenture agreement as required by law. Therefore, no proof she was a slave. To add to the moral weight of a slavery case, court was held in rented space in a church. While the justices were familiar with the famous Somerset case in 1772, they had not heard Lincoln's last reference of English law, 2 Salkeld 666, all the way back to 1701. Written in England, the common law did not recognize blacks as different to other people. Lincoln had won Nance's freedom for herself, her children, and every future slavery case in Illinois history.
Carl, thank you so much for the work you have done. You're muted. You're muted.
It's still going on. I'm with the Kensington Juneteenth this year, and I am working on a article for publication about a wounded soldier at Juneteenth, referring to William Henry Costley, Nance's firstborn son, who fought in the Civil War, wounded at Petersburg, but yet showed up wounded at Galveston, Texas on June 19th, 1865, and I can prove it beyond any shadow of a doubt.
I'm sure you can. So we look forward to that video, perhaps for next year's Juneteenth concert, you think?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. I know I find this story just incredibly inspiring. So for all those songwriters out there who's writing the song about Nance, Lindsay, I'm looking at you. Thank you, Carl. Well, I am thrilled to be introducing Mike Frisch. Mike is also a historian from Buffalo, New York, and his work has centered on community-based oral and public history. He also sings and plays fiddle with the 198th String Band. Mike, you'll let me know if you call it the 198th String Band. I'm not sure. Which is a Buffalo group that has performed themed programs of people's music about the Dust Bowl, about the Great Depression, and most recently with Nia Lively and Phil Nertzer. I hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly. They've most recently performed a program called Music of the Civil War Era. And so tonight's song that Mike is going to tell us a little bit more about, put into context, is a song called The Year of Jubilo. And it is the video we're going to see is from that program that the 198 string band did together. And this song speaks directly to emancipation as a process, and it speaks directly to Juneteenth. So Mike, will you please tell us all those extra details we need to know before we hear this really excellent song?
Sure, sure. Well, thank you very much. It's really a great honor to be part of this program and part of this group. And I look forward to joining the People's Music Network and getting involved with a lot of you going forward. So greetings from Buffalo, New York. I'm speaking on behalf of the 198 String Band. It's named after a highway in Buffalo where we refer to highways with the definite article. One of the only places that does it. So we talk about take the 33 to the 198. So that's where the 198 comes from. And I'm speaking on behalf of Nia Lively and Phil Nerzer, who have been playing with me in the 198 String Band. So we've developed a program about music of the Civil War, mostly people's music, stuff that's not as well known. We sometimes say it's kind of what's out there from the bottom up that's not the rah-rah songs that people march back and forth with, and that gets much more complexity into really the nature of the experience, which involved important ideas and important principles, and involved death, and it involved tragedy, and it was a very complicated human experience for everybody. So we have a long program that speaks to that, and the song that we prepared a number of songs that the PMN could choose from, and the one that they were interested in and we felt was a good combination for this Juneteenth celebration is called The Year of Jubilo. And it's in some ways a really remarkable, but as a lot of the songs in our program are, it's both problematic and challenging. It asks you to really wrestle and think through things that are not necessarily that easy. The thing that's powerful about it, it's really one of the most radical songs that came out of the period. And it's radical because it is understanding how much of the process of liberation was driven by Black people who sought their own freedom and took actions to make it. So it's really in the song about, it's a kind of humorous song, but with a deep purpose underneath it. It's about slaves taking over the plantation. The master is fleeing, and they're enjoying the first taste of freedom. And in fact, when you look at the emancipation, Carl, I'm sure could speak in much greater depth about this. The Emancipation Proclamation was a war measure, and it was aimed particularly at Black people in the South, encouraging them to do exactly what the song talks about, to what W.E.B. Du Bois called a general strike, and to undercut slavery at its root. Even in the Emancipation, Lincoln says this was a military necessity. If we're going to defeat the South, we need something to come from the bottom up. And that's what the song is about. It's one of the only things that speaks to that. It was very, very popular, written in late 1862, around the time of the preliminary emancipation, but before the Emancipation Proclamation itself in the start of 1863. So it's really addressing that whole sense of the power of Black people to be agents of their own liberation, agents in their own history, not simply, with all due respect to Lincoln. Lincoln didn't, at least by himself, and the Union Army by itself did not free the slaves. The slaves, to a large measure, were very much involved in freeing themselves, and that's what the song is about. The complexity comes from the use of certain words that were common at the time. So the chorus of the song uses the word darky, and it poses a kind of tension between the master and the, quote, darky. So it's, in some ways, these are embarrassing terms. We don't use them now, but they're historical. They come out of the period. The chorus goes, as you'll see, the master run, ha ha, the darky stay, ho ho. It must be now the kingdom coming in the year of jubilo, meaning the year of jubilation, of the Jubilee, which comes right out of the Bible. So in some ways you can say, well, we have to wrestle with popular language and yet a very radical message. Actually, as I've looked at it, and I think it's something that is infinitely discussable, it's a little more complicated than that. Sometimes, you could say that irony was not invented by Saturday Night Live. It was existing a long time ago. And people played with language. Certainly, Black people play with language now. People played with language then, and they change meanings. We see that in the appropriation of the term queer as a derogatory term, which now is a term that many people embrace to really talk about liberation. So in some ways, perhaps the simplest way to hear, or at least to think about hearing what you're about to see in a slightly different way, is to imagine air quotes around both master and darky. The master run ha ha. Well, he's not the master anymore. He's running for his life. The darkies stay ho ho. No, they're not darkies. They are free people who are becoming more free every day. And another term that touches on this, which is actually also mentioned in the song, but it makes the same point. The term contraband was used to describe slaves who were, in effect, illegal property, having run away from the plantations. It was used especially when they presented themselves at a Union fort or to the Union Army, or any time when they reached the North. And suddenly, but particularly after emancipation, they were no longer contraband. They were free people by that act. So in calling them contraband, it's understanding that this was a term in process of changing its meaning into something much more positive. So again, we would never do this song in a bar or in a coffee house or just casually. We've only done it in places where we could at least ask people to wrestle with some of the complexities. And a lot of the songs in our program about death, especially North and South, about broken relationships, North and South, about, all of it are things that kind of ask people to enter a very, very complicated period of history and allow themselves to wrestle with it rather than just take easy positions. So I invite you to check it out. We can talk about it a little bit in the chat. And on behalf of Neil Lively and Phil Nerzer, we release you to, we recorded this in a practice session in my living room. So I think my dog Chloe may be there at some point in the video, and you'll see what it's all about. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks very much. Darkies, have you seen the master with a mustache on his face? Went down the road sometime this morning like he's gonna leave this place. He's seen the smoke way up the river where the Lincoln gunboats lay. He grabbed his hat and left mighty sudden. I expect he's run away. Oh, the master run, ha ha. The darkies stay ho ho. This must be now that kingdom coming in the year of Jubilee. He's 6 foot one way, 2 foot the other, and he weighs 300 pounds. Got a coat so big he couldn't find a tailor, and it wouldn't reach halfway round. He drilled so hard they called him captain, and he got so dreadful tan. I expect he'll try and fool them Yankees, for they think he's contraband. Oh, the master runs ha ha, the darkies stay ho ho. It must be now that kingdom coming in the year of Jubilee. us trouble and it drives us round a spell. So we lock him up in the cookhouse cellar with the key thrown down the well. The whip is gone, handcuff broken, and the master will have his pay. He's old enough, big enough, should know better than to try and run away. Oh, the master run, ha-ha, the darkness stay ho-ho. It must be now thy kingdom coming in the year of Jubilee. The darkies got so lonesome living in a log house on the lawn. They move their things to master's parlor for to keep it while he's gone. There's wine and cider in the cellar, dark as they'll have some. I expect it'll all be confiscated when Lincoln soldiers come. Oh, the master run, ha-ha, the darkies stay ho-ho. There must be now that kingdom coming in the year of Jubilee. Oh, the master run, ha-ha, the darkies stay ho-ho. There must be now that kingdom tagging in the year of Jubilee.
There I am. There's my mute button. Mike, thank you so much. I admit I was one of those people incredibly uncomfortable. As you said, I likely would be. And I really, really appreciate your putting it in context. And of course, the way you presented the song, it is very clear that there are air quotes. I mean, you can hear it in your singing. And so it's a great piece of history to, I feel like it continues on from what Nikki, from what Lindsay was presenting of, that there's just this steadfastness and strength that keeps people able to handle their reality with a sense of irony. So I appreciate you
Well, thanks
sharing
very
this
much.
song.
And I'll just say, it's correct to be uncomfortable. We've been uncomfortable. Phil and Nia are especially uncomfortable with it. And when we did it in concert at the Buffalo History Museum, we just presented a sort of stripped down version so that people could focus on the words. But we felt for this, it would be great to have the accompaniment. And but I think feeling uncomfortable is not the worst thing in the world. And
No.
there are different ways of resolving it. And I think, history is very paradoxical, and this asks you, I've more and more in the current context come back to this idea that it's all about wrestling with complexity. And if you don't embrace it and you just retreat to some simple position of this or that, then in some ways the complexity of life is not reached very satisfactorily. So,
And who knows that like a historian? So thank you for sharing that. Marcy, come on to introduce our next person.
I think it's Melissa. And I thought you were going to introduce Melissa.
You are so right. I'm juggling numerous screens. So, Melissa, there you are. Wonderful. So Melissa is a friend of my friend's Angie Whitehurst. And so any friend of Angie Whitehurst is my friend too. So Melissa, I'm so happy that you could join us this evening. And Melissa, you are the author of a book called Carry It With You, Your Roots Keep You Grounded. And
No.
you are not.
No. No.
Melissa, I think we're going to let you introduce yourself.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, hi, I'm Melissa Taylor. I'm calling in from Long Island, New York, and I'm an advocate for formerly incarcerated women. I'm a tribe ambassador on the platform that me and Angie both share. She's also one herself. I work with her. And yeah, that's it. And basically, I just have a short spoken word that I wrote about Juneteenth. Juneteenth, the free day, the real day, not my birthday, so-called Independence Day, the day info was spread, souls who were misled, stood and walked off the lands they once kept, now they're barren and shameful. What a beautiful day.
Thank you, Melissa. And
Melissa-
I'll figure out what my wrong intro was. But thank you so much for sharing that. And if you would like to put information about your organization into the chat, I know I would like to know more about it, and I'm sure many other people would as well. So if you have a way of adding that.
Melissa, that was so beautiful and so eloquent and so
Okay.
short. I wonder if you could read it again.
Sure. Juneteenth, the free day, the real day, not my birthday, so-called Independence Day, the day the info was spread, souls who were once misled, stood and walked off the lands they once kept, now they're barren and shameful. What a beautiful day.
Wow. Thank you for that.
And I hate to be short and curt, but I have to jump right after this to hop into a meeting.
Thank you for being here. We look forward to hearing more from you.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to introduce the next performer, who is actually not just a performer, but a group. Although one member of the group is here and will be introducing the video. And this person you've already met earlier in our Zoom. Nikki Nesby is a member of the People's Music Network Steering Committee. She is a social justice singer, advocate, and government relations professional. She is a singer and leader in Songrise, a DC-based women's social justice a cappella group. She is also a member of the DC Labor Chorus. Please welcome Nikki Nesby.
Thank you, Marcy. Hi, everybody again. So I'm really excited to share this song with you all. It's a couple years in the making, in a sense. So you'll hear an original song that I wrote and sort of developed the music for, called Rest in Peace. And I wrote it a few days after the murder of George Floyd, kind of in solidarity and in honor of all of my Black and brown brothers and sisters who have been murdered or otherwise hurt by the system that we live in. So the song was actually performed at a Black Lives Matter protest here in Washington, D.C., where I am based, in 2020. And I also was fortunate to be able to bring it to the Great Labor Arts Exchange in 2022. And now my fellow songwriter, Ali Pecoraro, arranged the song for our group. So you'll hear Songrise perform it. And Songrise is DC-based all-women social justice a cappella group. We've been around since about 2010. And going strong right now. And then you'll also hear us do a rendition of Woke Up This Morning with My Mind on Freedom. And so that song is originally an African-American spiritual, and I'm sure folks know it, but the song was, as it is today, sort of came into being as a civil rights song and was created by Robert Westby of Aurora, Illinois. And this was during his time in jail during the Freedom Rides. So looking forward to sharing both of these with you all and kind of introducing group singer-songwriting in a sense to PMN. So I hope you enjoy.
How can we rest in peace? We're out on the street, we march on our feet, we must heed the call, stand up one and all. We see your attacks, we won't turn our backs, we'll defend all black lives, too many have died. Say their names, ignite the flames of justice. Say their names, ignite the flames of justice. Our sisters are gone, courageous and strong. Our brothers can't breathe, ignore all their pleas. Today is the day, you'll hear what we say. No, you can't hold us down, we're not wearing the crown. Say their names, ignite the flames of justice. Say their names, ignite the flames of justice. How can we rest in peace? 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 Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. You see, I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Come on and walk, walk, darling. Walk, walk, sugar. Walk, walk, with your mind on freedom. Walk, walk, darling. Walk, walk, sugar. Walk, walk, with your mind on freedom. Oh, come on and walk, walk. Come on and walk. Talk, 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 darling. With your mind on freedom. Talk, 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 sugar. Talk, with your mind on freedom. Oh, hallelujah.
Whoa. Woo! Wow. Nikki, I hope you managed to see the comments. I mean, the first song was straight to the heart, and that second song is a great rendition of that classic. So thank you so much, and please let that. I mean, wow, great voices.
Thank you so much, and thanks everyone. I'm really glad to kind of introduce Songrise to you all in this way. So, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to be inviting you all to be part of the PMN stuff more often now that we know.
Totally.
Well, I am going to introduce our next video. It is a video of a man named Allard McCrae. He was on for our first Juneteenth concert, and he was on for our second Juneteenth concert, and this year we have a great recording of him. And Al and Angie are friends from the 1DC chorus. They've known each other for years. He is a vocalist and a pianist. He has a long history of performing with Roberta Flack and many of the Detroit groups, and he's put together this beautiful medley of freedom songs. So let's roll that tape.
Good morning, evening, friends. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say mean the world's disaster could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. Is that love? In need of love today. Don't delay, send your sin right away. Yeah. Hate's going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, 'cause it's gone too far, too far, too far. Ooh. The force of evil plans to make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. Why? If peace and love you treasure, then you hear me when I say, you know that love's in need of love today. Come on, y'all, stay with me now. Don't delay. Don't delay. Send your sin right away. Yeah. Hate's going around. Hate's going round, breaking many hearts. We gotta stop that. Stop it, please. Stop it, please. 'Cause it's gone too far. You know that love's in need of love today. Have you ever thought about that? Don't delay. You better not delay. Right away. Why? Because hate's going round, breaking many hearts and souls. Stop Stop it. Don't delay. Send yours in right away. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love's in me. Love today. Woo!
Love that Juneteenth.
And love that Al McCrae. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Al. So I have the pleasure to bring up my friend and co-conspirator here for the Juneteenth concerts, Angie Whitehurst. When I asked Angie for her bio, this is what I got. Angie Whitehurst is a poet and a troublemaker in the best way possible. She does community outreach with the Humanities Truck for American University. She writes for Street Sense, an independent newspaper for the unhoused population, and is also part of the Street Sense Theater Group doing social justice advocacy. She's also on the DC State Committee for the Poor People's Campaign, and she is a member of the PMN Steering Committee. So Angie, I am looking forward to hearing your new poem.
Okay. Can you hear me? I'm not sure. Okay. I will read it. All right. Juneteenth, you say, sounds as if it's been around forever. Over 150 years later, one's still around and the stories passed down. Say, it has been and reckon it will be. That is forever. I say, let us have joy, happy, friendly celebrations, ceremonies and rites, one's chosen preference, of course. Most of all, celebrate and have big fun. Free has the freedom to freely do that. So tomorrow, take the steps, keep hold in hands, build and grow taller what has now come. Juneteenth's just a stop in the long road. Whence chains, physical enslavement came and smelted away with time, advocacy, common sense, Cotton King War, and uselessness for time-consuming human labor. Do not hover, covet the past, or hold blame by who and how that ugly came about. Tomorrow, take the steps to keep hold, embrace, and enhance what has come. No mudslide backwards, just an uprising of the good. So strong is our freedom, we will and cannot be ingrained, enchained, and maintained as chattel. Let us not let this happen again. A promise to keep, a promise to meet, a promise of peace. Let the freedom of the past come forth and ring out today, and let the freedom ring on in eternity for all, hence here and abroad. Suppression, oppression can come. Enslaved we will not be, for the spirit and the freedom has, is, and will be the human right called free. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie.
Wow, thank you, Angie.
Now somebody has to put it to music.
Let freedom ring. I'm reading from the chat. Amen. Angie, preach. Yeah. Oh, Angie, we want to hear more from you. Lots more. Right now, I have the pleasure of introducing Gen Dog Lone Wolf. And I'm going to read a little bit about Gen Dog. There's so much to say about Gen Dog. Gen Dog is a member of the PMN Steering Committee. He is a two-spirit Black native photographer, multidisciplinary artist from Bushwick, Brooklyn. She shared stages with icons like Nile Rodgers, Harry Belafonte, Desmond Tutu, Radiga, Joan Baez, and collaborated with Grammy winner Dan Zanes on 2 hip-hop folk music collaborations, including a Lead Belly tribute for Smithsonian Folkways Records. Jendog is a proud member of People's Music Network and will be showing a video. I would love for all of you to hear Jendog introduce her video in her own words. Welcome, Jendog.
Greetings, everybody. Sorry, I am definitely out in the world. So this video, it's going to be the, so there's a Harriet Tubman remix, and then there's, that's the one it's going to be?
I got Black People first.
Black
that
People,
song.
yeah.
Well, basically, Black People is written because I wanted to talk about the things that people love and hate about Black people. It's what they love and hate about us all at the same time. And the beat is made by Jemsky Chan, and it's a song that I really, really want to go out there and be part of people's. Yeah, I want people to know it because I think it's important, like everything that I said. And one of the things that I've repeated in there is that, you know, like the trying aspect, like how much we try, like we're trying, like, you know, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Probably wasn't a good introduction, but that's what it is.
Black people, 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 yeah, black people, black people, black people. How we move, how we talk, how we groove, how we walk, how we lit, how we get it, how we live, how we sport, how we spit it, how we try, how we good, how we lie, how we hood, how we spend, how we trend, how we buy, how we live, how we die, how we give, how we try, how we rap, why we trap, how we bad, why we cry, how we smooth, how we broke, how we take it, how we're old, how they treat us, how we fake it, how we got that, how they see us. We inspire, we can lead, how you bleed is how we bleed. Yeah, we tougher than they cut us, then they charge us when we bleed, then they bleed us, start at fetus, we offend and they repeat it. Officer, overseer, made our Africans some Christ believers, still get followed, some are shallow, Allard's gone, heart got hollow, loyal how we ride, when we lack somehow we try, we fight back, they try clap, we clap back and hide our black, we react, how we act, how we snap, why we that, how we pose and they pick sweet in the back, they think they slick, get the sack, we had kingdom, named us black, left us slinging, now some are lounging, some still scrounging, some made homes in public housing, with family we made it to this point, that's that, so if you for the advancement of our people, and let me hear you clap. Black people, black people, black people, black people, black people, black people, yeah, black people, black people, black people. How we move, how we talk, how we groove, how we walk.
Thank you. It's horrible video quality, and I apologize for that. But someday I'll have something nice and beautiful and crispy for y'all.
The song is amazing. We don't need crispy and nice. It was amazing.
Thank you. Yes, so Harriet Tubman video is it's the Harriet Tubman remix, and Walter Robinson wrote it as a choral song, and I remixed it into hip hop and put a little put a video together, you know, and also the beat is also made by Jemsky Chan again, and then I added the like the Cynthia Revo samples in the beginning. So hope you enjoy it.
Come on up, I built this lifeline. On the come up, this train is yours and mine. We on the come up, I got the lifeline. Come on up, this train is with you and mine. Harriet Tubman, named herself for show. Put the pedal to the metal, Underground Railroad. She built a lifeline. She built a lifeline. Kindred, one night I dreamt a nightmare. I was in slavery, sorrow and despair. All I saw, nothing was saving me or easing my mind. Went out of the night, a true queen, larger than life, led a crew by moonlight. First mate, she hollered, pointing her hand. Everybody make room for this free African. We travel hundreds of miles, souls gather town to town. We unbound and set free those who were lost and found. Come on up, I built this lifeline. On the come up, this train is yours and mine. We on the come up, I got the lifeline. Come on up, this train is with you and mine. Harriet Tubman, named herself for show. Put the pedal to the metal, Underground Railroad. She built a lifeline. She built a lifeline. Firmly on shifting sand, she helped me stand when I fell by the wayside and I didn't know how to land. When my heart grew weak, she gave me her hand. That was my lifeline. Through her I speak. Harriet Tubman, Harriet Tubman, Harriet Tubman. Come on up, I built this lifeline. On the come up, this train is yours and mine. We on the come up, I got the lifeline. Come on up, this train is with you and mine. Harriet Tubman, named herself for show. Put the pedal to the metal, Underground Railroad. She built a lifeline. She built a lifeline. Who are the children all dressed in red? We are the souls Black Moses led. Who are the souls all dressed in red? We are the children Black Moses led. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you.
So there you have it. Thank you. Thank you. For watching.
Amazing. Thanks, Jen Dog.
Love y'all, PMN.
And I love, like, this is the reality of modern technology. Like, Jen Dog is joining us at a concert as she is driving through New York City, right?
Sorry.
No, nothing to apologize for. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Thanks for having me always.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
All right.
We're going to bring back Nikki.
Thanks, Marcy. I hope everyone is enjoying the show so far. Wow, yeah, that was amazing, Jen Dog. I wanted to just put another plug. If you are on the live stream or here on the Zoom and you feel moved to support the work that you're seeing here tonight and both the amazing artists you just saw, and we've got some great folks coming up, please donate using the link. I think there's a link in the chat and then also pinned to the live stream. So with that, I will send it back to our illustrious hosts.
Thanks, Nikki. Well, we have, I'm pretty sure she's on here somewhere. Dr. Karen, are you on? I am going to introduce our next entertainer. And she is going to introduce her song. She has, I went sleuthing around on Dr. Karen Marguerite Wilson Amechefu on her website. And her website is beautiful. So I just recommend everybody go take a tour of her website. Dr. Karen is a singer and storyteller first. Her mission is to uncover African culture and the history of the United States, to share what she has learned with the widest possible audience, and to learn and share tools that help us to be better at being human. And ain't that the whole point? So.
Can you all hear me?
We can. Let's see if
Yeah,
Ben
but you can't see me.
Yeah, let's see if
You
Ben
can't
can spotlight you. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Okay.
He'll find you.
Let
Are
me
you able to
just
turn on the
say
video,
that I'm
Dr. Karen?
having- Yes, can you see? I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to do something that I can do every other day, but not right now.
You need to press on the camera icon. Should be
Yes, the thing is that the camera icon will not now come up. It is not presenting itself and saying, I'm a camera icon.
all right. So don't worry about it. Keep on talking. Tell us why you chose this beautiful song, and then we will roll the video of you singing it.
Okay, from the side. I chose this song. I love this song. And it's very exciting to me, for one thing, because it comes from the Georgia Sea Islands, South Carolina Sea Islands. This is the place where in 1863, Abraham Lincoln was losing the war, apparently. He was losing the war and he needed to make some moves. There were many moves that he made. One of them, really an incredibly important move, was to bring Black soldiers of every conceivable experience into the fight. He brought, he allowed, I'm sure they were already there. They were already there doing whatever it is that they could do. But then he finally said, okay, come on, y'all. So they came. And when they came, they brought with them all kinds of experience and culture. 1863 is the first time that we have folks coming from outside and opening to the rest of the society the incredible richness and beauty of song, story, language that was African in
Did we just okay.
Oh, I see. There's a thing that, okay. Can you see me now, kind of?
We can see you, kind of, yeah.
This is exciting. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
so Dr. Karen, are you ready for us to roll the video?
Absolutely. This is on my journey. If I can just say, it was collected by a Sierra Leonean musicologist, Nicholas George Julius Balanta Taylor. He was, as far as I can tell, he was one of the very few who could actually say, these are African songs sung by Africans born in the United States, sung by African American people. And one of the ways you can tell that, I can't tell you how he said it, because he wrote a book about these songs. These songs were collected at Penn Center in South Carolina. And it's a whole bunch of them. there's a book full of these songs, and then he writes to explain why they are African songs. I love this. And so this is On My Journey, sung by me.
Hi, I'm Karen Wilson Ama Echefu, Dr. K, and this is On My Journey, an African American spiritual traditional from the South Carolina Sea Islands. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing, Mount Zion, for my journey now, Mount Zion. I went to the valley, and I didn't go to stay, but my soul got happy. And I stayed all day, Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing, Mount Zion, for my journey now, Mount Zion. One day, I was walking along, and the elements opened, and the love come down Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing, Mount Zion, for my journey now, Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. I wouldn't take nothing, Mount Zion, for my journey now, Mount Zion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Karen. Thank you so much. That is a beautiful, beautiful, powerful song. Marcy, take it away.
Well, I have the pleasure of introducing Pierce Freelon. Pierce is a Grammy-nominated artist, picture book author and podcaster, and a dad to two creative and hilarious kids. He is going to be showing a video called Little Mushroom, which is a reminder that when you break it down, we are connected like mycelium, which means more than one. The song draws inspiration from author and activist Adrienne Maree Brown, who writes about the connection between mushrooms and the radical organizing strategies of the Black freedom struggle. Juneteenth is a celebration of the resiliency of Black people and our connection to our ancestors. So this song is very appropriate. I watched the video. It's delightful. I'm sure you are going to enjoy it. Welcome, Pierce.
Trust you, little mushroom. Oh, to break it down, down, down. When a tree falls in the forest, bring life and you flourish. Break it down, down, down. Little mushroom, growing on a tree that's fallen, that died in the forest. Turn the grave to a garden. Thank you, little mushroom. Hey, little mushroom. Even when death is tragic, you're like magic. Reabsorb life and keep balance. Thank you, little mushroom. I trust you, little mushroom. Oh, to break it down, down, down. When a tree falls in the forest, you bring life and you flourish. Break it down, down, down. mushroom. You're the biggest organism on the planet. You make medicine and decompose organics. You're not a plant or animal, you do your own thing. Recycle nutrients so we can keep on growing. Who needs Mario when you can be a toadstool? Give me some portobello, you can keep your tofu. The fungal kingdom, you deserve a crown. And I love the way you break it down. And you break it down. You break it down to the ground. I love the way you break it down. I love the way you break it down. You break it down to the ground. You break it down to the ground. I love the way you break it down.
Mycelium. Say it with me, y'all. Mycelium. One more time, like mycelium. Break it down.
So beautiful. I both Pierce and our next video presentation are Pierce and then I'm going to be introducing the Alphabet Rockers. They are all part of the Children's Music Network, which was kind of this outgrowth from People's Music Network many, many, many years ago. And the Alphabet Rockers are Grammy winning. Their last album, I believe, or last year was when their album won a Grammy. They call themselves rockers that make music that sparks change. They create a culture of belonging through listening and loving at any age. They were winners of the 2023 Grammy for Best Children's Album. They're 4-time Grammy nominees. And they are Othering and Belonging Institute Fellows, which I didn't even know was a thing, but it should be a thing. So they are a BIPOC-led company that live in the communities from which their material originates, and they create content for families that is healing, reflects who we all are, and empowers all of us. They are embracing Black liberation, queer liberation, Indigenous rights, immigrant rights, and intersectionality. So what we are going to see here, the duo is led by Caitlin McGaugh, she, her, and Tommy Sulati Shepherd, he, him, they. And what we're going to see in the video is a song that they created with a group of middle and high school students.
In order to heal our ancestors, we have to dream our future. So I think the next thing we want to do is make some future building art together. So we're going to be thinking about this future in more detail. If you like to draw, then draw something. If you want to write some bars, write some bars. But it's going to be an art activity, like a visual art activity. All right, so we're going to pull out these things and just vibe. Yeah? Yes.
First things first, I show up, ready to be in circle. Here to actively listen and be openly verbal. This type of cipher that serves like a meal. We're here to solve problems and hopefully heal. I start by telling the group a little bit about me. I want to get to know you, curiosity is mounting. We're here to build trust so we can speak facts. A heartfelt response for the best impact, see?
The circle is a space to grow, connecting us to a collective glow. Candles get lit, reflect the light, illuminating how we're here to do right. What are we left without? Respect, a little bit of honesty, that restorative justice. What are we left without? Healing, a little bit of empathy, that restorative justice. What are we left without? Love, a little bit of courage and care, that trust is there. What are we left without? Truth, and facing it whenever it confronts us. Without that, ain't no restorative
right, y'all. We came together to hear every person's side of the story. So you're up next.
All right. Past the object, it's my turn to speak, to share what's on my heart and the truth we seek. I hope they understand where I'm coming from, what harm was caused, what can be done. We can't move forward till we take the pause, examine all the hurt we might have caused. When it's your turn, can't promise I'll agree, but maybe there's perspective that I did not see.
The circle is a space to grow, connecting us to a collective glow. Candles get lit, reflect the light, illuminating how we're here to do right. Well, are we left without respect? A little bit of honesty, that restorative justice. Well, are we left without healing? A little bit of empathy, that restorative justice. Well, are we left without love? A little bit of courage and care, that trust is there. Well, are we left without truth and facing it whenever it confronts us? Without that, ain't no restorative justice.
We heard each other out, we're owning up to our parts. Healing doesn't end here. This is a start. How we hold this defines us as we leave and take care. We're in this together like our ancestors' prayer. We're leaving here today with community tactics, and ARJA is a constant and continuous practice. We restore fairness, we make peace. We are community, finding relief.
The circle is a space to grow, connecting us to a collective glow. Candles get lit, reflect the light, illuminating how we're here to do right. Well, are we left without respect? A little bit of honesty, that restorative justice. Well, are we left without healing? A little bit of empathy, that restorative justice. Well, are we left without love? A little bit of courage and care, that trust is there. Well, are we left without truth and facing it whenever it confronts us? Without that, ain't no restorative justice.
Take a breath. Here we go. Now close your eyes and we're gonna clap together. No count. Here we go. All right, we're good, y'all.
Aren't they incredible? Oh, and just every single one of their videos is like spot on. They do have a video that is specifically called Juneteenth. It is also beautiful. But we chose this one. They chose this one. They wanted this one played. So yeah, just amazing. All right, Marcy.
Just reading some comments in the chat. Y'all better bring it. Go ahead, young queen. Love it. Prime time. So inspired and inspiring. Yes, incredible. Does my heart good. Brilliant work. Aren't they incredible? Yes, they are. Well, I have now the honor of introducing the DC Labor Chorus. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. The DC Labor Chorus is a group of community and union activists who came together 25 years ago with the motto, "We sing for all who labor. We sing to organize. We are a mighty chorus. We're singing for our lives." In the words of U.S. Representative Jamie Raskin, the DC Labor Chorus is the musical arm of the resistance. Please join me in welcoming the DC Labor Chorus singing the love song medley from the labor jazz opera Love Songs from the Liberation Wars by the chorus's music director, Steve Jones.
Love is the unstoppable force. Join us, we're about to begin. History's on our side, we'll do it again. There's nothing on this earth that can stop us. Love is such a powerful thing. We will conquer hate and we will sing.
Miranda, wayward your Highlander. They say that is one powerful song. They say the whole world will sing it long after we're gone.
We shall
is an injury to all. If you call me, I will come. I will catch you if you fall. Because alone we are weak. Together we stand tall. An injury to one is an injury to all. We are the voices of rebellion, the writing on the wall. We sing the songs of freedom, the witness to the fall. We bring you the love song, we bring you the love song, liberation songs, the songs that heal and remind us what we're fighting for. An injury to one is an injury to one. Oh, I will come. If you call me, I will come. I will catch you if you fall. Alone we are weak. Together we stand tall. An injury to one is an injury to all.
Woohoo. All right. Big round of applause for the DC Labor Chorus. I know a bunch of them are actually on here, so I hope you are all receiving this applause. Thank you so much. And of course, read what's in the chat, because Angie wrote here, "We shall overcome brings tears to my eyes. Thank you for singing with heartfelt feelings for Freedom One." And then Khadijah adds, "Me too, got tears." I know I got them too. So now I am going to introduce our co-host this evening, Marcie Boyd. Marcie is one of the steering committee members, PMN steering committee. She's a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and composer who lives in Berkeley, California. She is a PMN elder. She's been in PMN since 1982. She is a member of numerous activist vocal ensembles. Marcie believes in the power of music to unite, ignite, inspire, and heal. And today she'll be sharing a song by one of her favorite songwriters, Sai Khan, and Marcie will tell us more about this song, which I am waiting to hear because I've heard bits about it for the last couple days.
Thank you, Joanie, for that wonderful introduction. So this is a song I heard for the first time back in the 80s when I was kind of a newbie in PMN, and it just really made a big impact on me. Yeah, I think this is kind of a song that speaks for itself, about ability and disability and how we define success and power and beauty, and I don't think I need to say much more. You must know I've got to remember to turn on original sound before I sing. And where is well, it's not there. It moved. Okay, here we go. You must know someone like him. He was tall and strong and lean, with a body like a greyhound and a mind so sharp and keen. But his heart, just like a laurel, grew twisted on itself, till almost everything he did brought pain to someone else. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not how large your share is, but how much you can share. It's not the fights you dream of, but those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, but what you do with what you've got. For what's the use of two strong legs if you only run away? What good is the finest voice if you've nothing good to say? What good is strength and muscle if you only push and shove? What's the use of two good ears if you can't hear those you love? It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not how large your share is, but how much you can share. It's not the fights you dream of, those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, but what you do with what you've got. Between those who use a neighbor and those who use a cane, between those in constant power and those in constant pain, between those who run to evil and those who cannot run, tell me which ones are more limited and which ones touch the sun. It's not just what you're born with, sing with me. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not how large your share is, but how much you can share. It's not how large your share is, but how much you can share. It's not the fight you dream of, but those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, but what you do with what you've got.
Thank you, Marcy. Check out the chat.
I have to do that later because right now I'm about to
Right.
introduce the next person. And the next person is the Poor People's Campaign.
Liz McNichol.
Liz McNichols. I'm going to read a little intro and then I'll introduce Liz, and Liz will take it from there. The Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival, is uniting people in Washington, D.C. to challenge the evils of systemic racism, poverty, the war economy, ecological devastation, and the nation's distorted morality of religious nationalism. The Poor People's Campaign is nonpartisan but deeply political. Liz, please tell us more.
All right, thank you so much. I am in awe of all of you. I am more of a consumer of music than a producer of music, and I'm so happy to be here. And as you well know, music is undergirded cultures, movements, and communities, and it continues to be the common thread that weaves through today's movement for social change. Music and theomusicology is a huge part of the Poor People's Campaign, and it's going to be front and center on June 29th when the Poor People's Campaign is hosting a gathering of poor people, workers, and their allies to demand that candidates for public office in 2024 support a moral public policy agenda that includes living wages, voting rights, and other essential policies that lift from the bottom. This video features Yara Allen, who is the campaign's leader and teacher of theomusicology. She's going to be singing Somebody's Hurting Our People, and I'll let her explain the origins and the meanings of this song. So please enjoy the song, and please join us in DC on June 29th for the Mass for People's Low-Wage Workers Assembly and Moral March on Washington.
This song that we're about to learn is a song that's entitled Somebody's Hurting My Brother. Now, this song was actually born in a town hall meeting around coal ash. And the meeting came about because Duke Energy was spilling coal ash into poor Black and brown and poor white neighborhoods. After hearing testimony after testimony of people who were impacted physically and mentally by the coal ash, this song came as an inspiration of those testimonies. So I'll call to you, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on, and your response is, far too long. Yes, it's gone on.
Far too long.
It's gone on.
Far too long.
Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on.
Far too long.
Now the end is, and we won't be silent anymore. We'll say that together.
And we won't be silent anymore.
Okay? And so we'll try the rehearsal version, which goes, oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on
far too long.
Yes, it's gone on
far too long.
I tell you, it's gone on
far too long.
Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on
far too long.
Together, and we won't
be silent anymore.
Now we're going to put a little rhythm to this, okay? Okay? But we're going to speed it up just a little bit. Not too fast. Ready? Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on
far too long.
Yes, it's gone on
far too long.
Tell you it's gone on
far too long.
Oh, somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on
far too long.
and we won't
Be silent anymore.
Yeah, somebody's hurting my sister, and it's gone on
Far too long.
Yes, it's gone on
Far too long.
Tell you it's gone on
Far too long.
Somebody's hurting my sister, and it's gone on
Far too long.
and we won't
Be silent anymore.
Did you hear? Somebody's poisoning the water, and it's gone on
Far too long.
Yes, it's gone on
Far too long.
Tell you it's gone on
Far too long.
Somebody's causing the water, and it's gone on
Far too long.
and we won't
Be silent anymore.
Have you heard? Somebody wants to build that wall, y'all, and it's gone on
Far too long.
and we
Won't be silent anymore.
and we won't be silent anymore.
And we won't be silent anymore.
Just your voices start clapping, and we won't, and we
Won't be silent anymore.
last time all together.
And we won't be silent
Liz, do you have the direct link to the video?
Yes.
I mean, if you could put it in the chat, we could all follow the instruction. It's there at the end, and we can share that. Just incredible.
All right.
Incredible.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you for sending that. Please send on to all those musicians our gratitude for sharing their voices tonight.
All right. Will do. Thank you. Here, I'll pull it up.
And I am now going to bring on Candia Pink. Candia is the co-founder and vice president of Chess Angels Promotion. As she says on her LinkedIn page, which I really, really, really like, she is persistent. Candia thinks we should all take the word try out of our vocabulary and just do. We can only do our best, and that is a great achievement. Candia is also the founder of a new organization called Step In with All Youths, known as SWAY. And Candia is a wonderful musician and singer. And let's bring her on so that she can tell us what she's going to sing and sing.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here, first off, and I'm giving honor to my ancestors and my higher power. This song I'm singing is Ella's song as Sweet Honey in the Rock, I think, well, their version of it. And when I first learned this song, I just could not get past the first line because I kept crying because I really felt this song. That what we go through as activists, as community organizers, how we sit there and we fight for justice. And to take Miss Ella Baker's words and put it into a melody is just phenomenal. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Until the killing of black men, black mothers' sons, is as important as the killing of white men, white mother's son. Yes, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. That which touches me most is that I had a chance to work with people, passing on to others that was passed on to me. To me, young people come first. They have the courage where we failed. And if I can shed one bit of light as they carry us through the gale, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Not needing to clutch for power, not needing just the light just to shine on me. I need to be one in a number as stand against tyranny. I'm a woman who speaks with a voice and I must be heard. At times I can be quite difficult, but I'll never bow to no man's words. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Cannot rest until it comes. Cannot rest until it comes. Amen. Thank you. Amen. I appreciate everyone.
Thank you, Candia. I love that song, and I loved how you did it. It is just, it's a classic. And I look forward to hearing a lot more from you. I need to look at my script to see who I'm introducing next.
Thank you.
It is I'm toggling around here. Okay, so are Vernon and Perry Suggs here? If not,
No, they're not here. They're not here.
Well, I did check them out on the internet, and I think you're going to find something really wonderful in this video that you're about to watch. So, Ben, why don't you go ahead and put that on?
Over here to do a job. No friends on the shore, just an angry mob. Why are these people on the attack? I gotta get out. This place is blocked. Looking all around like soon discovered. They raped my sister, sold my mother. Even got my kids caught up in a slaughter. I need a way to help my son and daughter. I'm running step to him because I know he's brave, but I just couldn't do it without my brother. There wasn't any help for my father or brother. Diplomatic immunity gave the criminals cover. When it came to peace, right out of the blue, magicians played tricks on me and you. They told me I could vote, I had the right. As soon as I tried, I had to fight.
Is that all we get?
That is all we get. They sent us a part of the song to kind of whet our appetite for hearing the whole thing. The whole thing is amazing.
Do we have any more information on them? And the lead singer?
So the lead singer is also the writer. His name is Tobal de Griot. And I'm trying to yep. So the Suggs brothers got their start when they were children in a dynamic program started by Topper Caro in Washington, D.C. in the Adams Morgan neighborhood. Art, music, dance, and academics was the rule of the day for minority people. Decades later, the Suggs brothers are still front and present and performing. They are, from what I understand, they are a DC a DC foundation. They are well known and well respected and well loved in the DC area. So yeah, the go-go flavor in the music. That's right. Yeah. Well, I have the honor of introducing Gary David Allard, a Brooklyn-based contemporary acoustic singer-songwriter. Builds his unique sound by extracting inspiration from a plethora of genres, including gospel, spirituals, folk, pop, and R&B music. He composes his lyrics from his own personal, spiritual, and social experiences, striving to connect with his audience through tender yet powerful, emotional singing. And he absolutely, absolutely connects. So Gary, tell us what you're going to sing.
How you doing, everyone? And I have the honor to be hanging out with you guys. So thank you. And thank you for everyone who came out tonight. And thank you for all your beautiful organizers who put this together. I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Well, I'm going to sing. I hope you're hearing me properly. This wonderful song. Me and my friend here, David Simon, we was hanging out one evening, and we was just playing this song, Redemption Song by Bob Marley, just singing it. And then my mind just clicked for a second. I said, this will be the perfect song for tonight's Juneteenth celebration. And the reason I picked the song because it speaks to the theme of family, freedom, joy, survival, and resilience. So let's take a listen. And the song is from the Prophet, Bob Marley. Yeah. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from that bottomless pits, but my hands was made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forwarded this generation triumphantly. So won't you help us sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had was redemption songs. Redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear of atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long can they kill our prophets while we stand around and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. So won't you help us sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear of atomic energy, 'cause none of that can stop the time. How long can they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We must fulfill the book. So won't you help us sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, songs of freedom, redemption songs, some songs of freedom, redemption songs. I thank you, and I thank David Simon for helping me play the guitar here. Guys are amazing. All right.
Thank you, Gary. That was
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you.
Oh, I love that song, and I love your interpretation of it, and I love you. And it's always so good to see you. Well, I'm going to introduce Chris Owens, alias Chris Old Dude, but I don't see Chris. Chris, are you hiding out somewhere using an alias? He was going to try to get on, but he wasn't sure he was going to be able to. So I'm going to be playing a video. I'm going to actually post something in the chat that Chris sent, and oh, it won't let me paste it because it says it's too long. Okay, well, I'll do it during the video. So Chris is a longtime member of PMN, wonderful singer and songwriter, native of Brooklyn, and I haven't watched this particular. I have actually watched this video, but I really hope that you'll love Chris's voice enough that you go on YouTube and find more Chris videos. You will notice that he's a little subdued in this one, and you'll see why when you hear the introduction and read the what I post in the chat. But he's going to be singing a medley of 3 songs. Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, I've Got to Keep Moving, and Didn't My Lord Deliver Daniel? And he performed these in a Black History Month celebration in 2017 at the Kings County District Attorney's Office. So Ben, roll the video.
So before we close out tonight's festivities, we're going to have a musical performance by Chris Owens, who's the director of our Reentry Task Force. Good evening. Thank you for mentioning reentry. I was going to say that if we close our eyes for a minute and think about last year, where we were, and what we were doing last year at this time, and the fact that in this past year, many children have lost their fathers. So whether we're thinking about the family of Ken, whether we're thinking about the families of men who have been or have become incarcerated, let us think about all of us in the context of where we could be and how we're blessed to be here tonight. Sometimes I feel like a fatherless child. Sometimes I feel like a fatherless child. Sometimes I feel like a fatherless child. Alone waiting from home, a long, long way from home. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone, and I'm such a long way from home, a long, long way from home. That's why I've got to keep moving. from where I've been, but I've got to keep moving till I move on in. I've got to keep running, running, Lord, running, running, Lord. I've run oh so far from where I've been, but I've got to keep running till I run on in. I've got to keep pushing. I've got to keep pushing, Lord. We've got to keep pushing, pushing, Lord. We've pushed oh so hard from where we've been, but we've got to keep pushing. We've got to keep pushing. We've got to keep pushing because didn't my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? I said, didn't my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? He delivered Daniel from the lion's den, Jonah from the belly of the whale, and the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace, and set them on freedom's trail. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? From Brooklyn down to Washington, the Lord hears our protests and our cries. If we keep the faith with patience and strength, you know we are gonna show we rise. Cause did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? I know you're tired. Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? I said, did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? I said, did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? Sterling Overshine. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Owens.
Wow. Wow. Oh. Marcy, are you there or oh, you're not frozen.
I am here. Oh, I'm introducing you.
You are introducing me.
It's time for you. I'm sorry. Oh, I was sitting here waiting. Wow. Well, Chris, I hope if you're not here now, I hope you're watching this later, and we'll make sure to save the chat for you. Because that was amazing. You are amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I have the pleasure and the honor of introducing Miss Joanie Calem, and let me tell you a few things about her, and you'll know a lot more. You already know she's a wonderful MC. She's a great organizer. She and Angie Whitehurst are the co-organizers of this Juneteenth celebration, which they've been doing. This is now the third year. And I want to also give a shout out to Angie. We saw her earlier. We heard her wonderful poem. So Joanie and Angie, let us, before you sing your song, let us just unmute and give you a round of loving applause for all the work that you've done.
Where's Angie? Where is she?
Here. Peace. Peace. No.
Ben
Here
can
you are.
Yeah, there we go.
Yay, Angie!
Hi, Angie. And Lindsay and Jen Dog and everyone and Ben who make this happen. Because we've done 3 years. So that means we're going to survive.
This is the moment when you can unmute your mic and send them some and speak out some love to them too.
So grateful for everyone.
Hey, Angie, wonderful evening.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
You were awesome.
Thanks for bringing us together.
Thanks for being here.
And all of you for being here, because you have to have some type of commitment and vision in order to do this. So thank you.
Angie, thank you for all the work you did.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Looking forward to doing more. I am. Yeah.
And thanks all the way from Buffalo.
Yay, Prince. Thank you so much for hanging in there.
Yeah.
Joanie is a wonderful singer, storyteller, organizer, inclusion activist, and very active member of the PMN steering committee. Joanie, what are you going to sing for us tonight?
Well, this is a song called Speak Up, Speak Out. And when Angie and I first started talking about doing the very first People's Music Network Juneteenth concert 3 years ago, Angie was and is a very active member of an organization called the DMV. It's the District, Maryland, and Virginia. It is a group of a group of amazing people from the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia who are all advocates for disability awareness, disability access, and one of their members was a man named A. Billy Jones Hennon. And A. Billy was super excited that first year when we were talking about doing Juneteenth, and he joined PMN, and he was right there at that first concert. And A. Billy passed away this past year. And I will put in the chat afterwards the link to his Wikipedia page, which we all know Wikipedia never gets everything right, but it got a lot right with A. Billy's story. And he was just a light to everyone around him. He was a very central part of that DMV group. And this is a song I wrote in his honor a couple weeks ago, with information that Angie and other members of the DMV had shared with me about the things that really touched them about him and what they wanted memorialized in the song. And what ended up happening is the song in many ways ends up being about masking, which many people with disabilities or any kind of difference are very aware of what it means to walk through the world and try and mask yourself in order to fit in with the dominant culture around you. And coincidentally or not, I ended up having this incredible conversation today at a conference I was at with a young Ohio artist, and just sobbing about the pressure and the energy wasted trying to mask and trying to be something other than who she actually is. So this goes out to the memory of A. Billy Jones Hennon. This goes out to all of those members of the DMV. If you are listening on Facebook And to all of you who have shared tonight, and it is a call and response song, so don't unmute, because we know what happens on Zoom when you unmute, but please do the response with me, which is for the truth 3 times, and then in your truth 1 time. So you'll get where this is going. Lay, 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 lay. 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 Speak up for the truth. Speak out for the truth. Stand up for the truth. Stand out in your truth. Little Annie Bass from the islands brought stateside, brought to Virginia, taught to survive, taught to keep his head low, stay quiet, blend in. But somehow life had a different plan for him. Speak up for the truth. Speak out for the truth. Stand up for the truth. Stand out in your truth. The side-eyed looks of racism, homophobia everywhere. The scorn of ableism, doesn't anybody care? All those identities intersecting strands and threads. He found his voice, lit the room up when he said, speak up for the truth. Speak out for the truth. Stand up for the truth. Stand out in your truth. Little Annie Bass from the islands became a Billy Jones Hennon. Married his man, kept working towards heaven. No rose-colored glasses, knew the road was long. Kept speaking up and out, gathered folks with his song. Speak up for the truth. Speak out for the truth. Stand up for the truth. Stand out in your truth. I hope you're singing along. Speak up for the truth. Speak out for the truth. Stand up for the truth. Stand out in your truth. So, that is for A. Billy Jones Hennon. And for all of us. So we are almost at the end of this incredible concert. And we are, we're going to end much the way we started. We started with that beautiful grounding, healing meditation led by S.K. Kelly. And we're going to end with another healing video by a man who was with us for the first concert and the second concert. He could not be with us this evening. Dr. Azubike Elise. He is a therapist and a practitioner who believes in integrated health care. And he created this presentation to promote wellness. So as a almost closing for this evening, Marcy and I will come back on at the end. We're going to invite Nikki back up on at the end. But for an almost closing, just everybody settle back. We took in a lot tonight, and Dr. Leachy's video will really kind of help ground us again. Yeah, I love what Candia wrote in the chat. No lyrics, but we understand completely what is being shared with us there. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are at the end of our Juneteenth evening, but of course, this is only June 6th. So there's lots of time left in this month to be honoring and celebrating and shouting out about all those messages of Juneteenth. Takes right back to Lindsay's opening song of took 2 years. 2 years to tell the people in Texas. So wrong. So wrong.
I want to bring Nikki up here. This has been a wonderful evening. And thank you all of the people who contributed.
Yeah.
And Nikki's going to say another word about a kind of contribution that we can all make.
Thanks, Marcy. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. I hope you all enjoyed the incredible and moving performances tonight, and are taking some peace into your heart from this evening's event. So as I kind of kicked us off with, PMN does these events, concerts online on a regular basis. It's one of the ways that we bring our community together. So if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, we hope you will join us, first of all. And we also, if you're moved, would ask that you give what you can to support this community to keep it thriving now and into the future. So you'll see a link in the chat, and also the link to donate is pinned with the live stream on YouTube. Thanks again, everyone.
And thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mr. Tech. You want to come on screen? There he is. Oh, sorry, I caught you mid-food. That's like... That's always what happens.
The life of a tech. Yeah, the life of an ED, maybe.
Right.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you, Ben.
All right. So let's say goodnight to our live stream. Good night, all of you out there in YouTube and Facebook land. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll go afterwards and see what comments you sent, what love you sent to all of the performers tonight. Thank you to each and every one of you who contributed a performance, who came as part of the audience. Thank you so, so much. This was, as Angie said, we did 3, means we can do 5.